a message for Jed from Into the Mystery 13. Man, if you're watching, I'm hanging out here today at Rookwood Cemetery, the largest cemetery in the southern hemisphere. So I thought you might like it, noticing in some of your earlier videos you seem to spend a lot of time in cemeteries. There's, I think, like 1 million people buried here or something. It's been around since the 1800s. So if you're ever around, if you ever make it to Australia, come and check this place out, man. It's a cool place to hang. Yeah. Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Just chilling out here, hanging out in the van, and I thought I might show you a new product that I bought, something that I treated myself with the other day. It's actually a set of lights, and they're over here. So they're string lights, and they look like little light globes, and they give off a really nice warm white, which is the color that I like to get. I don't like the real white LED stuff. I think it's I don't know, it feels cold. I like the warm white, it makes it feel more homely in here. So yeah, I've been looking at those for a while, and I finally decided to go and buy them because I knew I wanted them. But I do like to think about things before I spend money. But yeah, they're USB powered, which I always like to try and get if I can. And they're awesome. Very happy with them. But when I bought them, I was thinking about my thought process with the whole USB thing and that, and I thought it might be a good opportunity to talk to you about power usage and how much power you really need in the van. So I've written down a few notes, and I thought I'd run you through my thought process. So basically, when I was going to set up my power system, I was really excited about getting solar power because I thought that's, you know, the way to go, because then you don't have to start the van. You basically got infinite power forever, and that idea really excited me. But then everyone I talked to seemed to, like in the shops and that, I told them what I was trying to achieve, and they'd kind of talk down solar, like saying not to expect too much out of it because it doesn't give you a lot of power. And I thought, from what I'd researched, that it was going to be the perfect solution. But everyone I kept talking to kept sort of saying, oh yeah, look, solar's alright, but don't expect too much out of it. And I realized that after I set it all up and it's been working perfectly, and I sort of had a feeling this was the case when they were telling me this, but I realized afterwards, and now realizing that mine works perfectly, that these people are the kind of people who try and get the same power out of their van as they get out of their house. So they're the kind of people that when they go away, they go away expecting to be able to use a TV and a microwave and a coffee machine and a hairdryer, I don't know, whatever else. they sort of think that they want to get the same use and the same appliances that they would have at home. But that's just not the case with me. I realized going into this that I was going to do it in such a way that I was planning my power usage and downsizing everything and being smart with it. So I think that's why they were trying to talk me out of solar, because my experience since having it, it's been great. It's perfect. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be. It's exactly what I wanted it to be, and I've got never-ending power. So don't always listen to people in shops. They might not have the same kind of idea as you do, and they might not have the same adventurous attitude. For me, I knew that I was downsizing. I knew I was going to be powering things like off USB and using LED lighting and things like that, and I wasn't going to be running a big TV or a game system or whatever. So that's, going into it, I knew what to expect. So I've made a few points here that I think might help people when working out their power usage and deciding on their power system and their needs and things like that. The first point I've got is to be smart when you're buying your appliances or your devices or whatever you're using inside the van. And that includes learning about how to read the power usage on the device itself. So I think all electrical appliances will actually have a power usage label on them somewhere in some shape or form, where you can determine how much power that appliance will use, how many volts, how many amps, and then obviously how many watts it'll use. So learn to read that sort of stuff and learn how that impacts on your power system in your van. That's probably a good place to start. Then there's also things to look out for as far as products. So for me, I don't know, you probably got the point by now, but I like to look for things that are USB powered, because USB means basically that it's 5 volts, which is nothing really on the scale of things. And also, if it can be powered off a standard USB port, then that means that it could be powered potentially off half an amp, because most of these appliances, like the little fans and the lights that I get, are designed to be able to power off a computer, and the computer ports will be 5 volts at, I think, half an amp. So that's really good. Keep an eye out for USB powered stuff, fans, lights, etc. And then there's also LED. So if you're getting lights, try and get LED lights, because they're going to be the best, most efficient lights. Try not to get things that are like light globes and things like that, like halogens and whatever, because they're not going to be that good as far as your power consumption is concerned. Oh yeah, and make sure that when you buy an appliance, it's DC and not AC. The only exception for me is my laptop, because you sort of can't get around that unless I can get a car charger for it. But Apple don't make a car charger for the MacBook, so, well, not that I know of anyway. So maybe there's a third-party one out there I could buy. But yeah, try and get things that are DC powered, because when you invert them, although yes, inverters are great and they're very useful, they do waste a lot of power and heat, and in that transfer process they waste a fair bit of power. So even if it's a reasonably efficient product in the first place, it will end up using more just through the wastage. Charge during the day. So when you're charging devices like laptops and cameras and whatever else you got, charge them during the day while you've got solar, and that way it shouldn't really impact on your stored power. Basically, if you charge during the day and you minimal use overnight, you should be able to just go indefinitely. And the most important point, the final point I've got, is to just get enough for you. Make sure that when you set up your power system, you set it up with your needs in mind, because these are my needs. This is what I do, and this is obviously tips based on how I use power. But you might want to use more power. You know, you might want to get 2 or 3 solar panels and 2 or 3 batteries and go that way. And you can do that, but just bear in mind that's what you're going to need if you want to use TVs and game systems and coffee makers and blenders and things like that. You'll need more stuff. You know, you need more batteries, more solar panels, and it all just comes down to how you want to use it. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Hey guys, I hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below. And if you want any questions answered, just leave a comment and I'll see what I can do. Bye.